welcome to Heartbook Radio.
Perfect rom-com, more like perfectly predictable plot points. Am I right? But hey, let's get into it. Our protagonist sounds like a character straight out of a Jane Austen novel, but with less bonnets and more existential dread is a ghostwriter.
A very successful ghostwriter. She is churning out bestsellers for this fabulous author. Millions of copies sold, darling, millions, but of course nobody knows. It is the protagonist behind the magic.
Yeah, the magic of endless rewrites and catering to a diva who probably thinks poignant is a type of cheese. And bless her heart, she has got her own novel, her passion project, languishing in the slush pile. A manuscript to give a voice to her grandmother's struggling English as a second language program called The Bridge.
It is about her grandmother's English as a second language program, The Bridge. It is heartwarming. It is about community and legacy and finding your voice, and she is pitching it at a writers' conference full of hope and, well, naivete.
Because, as we all know, the publishing world is a shark tank filled with rejection letters and overpriced lattes. And our dear protagonist, she walks right into the jaws of a literary agent extraordinaire, a man whose smile probably costs more than my rent.
He is charming in a brooding, mysterious kind of way. And he sees something in her, even if it is not initially her novel. He offers her the ghostwriting gig with the promise of helping her with her own book.
A promise as flimsy as a paper airplane in a hurricane, if you ask me. It is the classic dangling carrot technique. Keep the ghostwriter churning out the hits while her own dreams gather dust.
But there is a connection. A spark you cannot deny, the witty banter, the shared glances, the forced proximity of working together on these books. They are practically writing their own rom-com, even if she does not realize it. As some reviews even said, the banter made them hook, line, and sinker for the characters.
Forced proximity sounds more like a hostage situation to me. She is trapped in this contract churning out gold for the author while he is playing the long game, stringing her along.
He is falling for her. He is seeing her passion, her dedication to the bridge, her quirky sense of humour. He is realising that the real masterpiece is not the books she is ghostwriting, but the protagonist herself. Our reviewers loved that, said he really did see her.
Oh, please. He is a literary agent. They are practically allergic to genuine emotion. He is probably just calculating the potential royalties from her book once he finally decides to discover it.
No, there is more to it. There are moments, glimpses of vulnerability. He attends her English as a second language classes. He sees her with her students. He understands the importance of the bridge. He is not just a suit. He is a slightly rumpled suit with a heart of gold, maybe.
A heart of gold plated, something more likely. But fine, let's say he is slightly less awful than the average literary shark. The problem is this whole setup is built on a foundation of lies and exploitation. The fabulous author is a monster. She is being used, and he is complicit.
It is a complicated situation, and that is what makes it interesting. There is miscommunication. There is a disastrous book tour. There is a lot of drama. That is part of the rom-com formula, is not it?
The drama, I will grant you, is there. Some reviewers called it the chick lit portion of the book. The fabulous author is a caricature of a villain, all entitlement and tantrum. It is almost comical in a cringe-worthy way. She is, bless her, trying to navigate this minefield of egos and contracts while still holding on to her dreams.
And her feelings for him. Do not forget the feelings. There is under the table, touching people under the table, touching that is practically a declaration of love in the rom-com world.
It is a lawsuit waiting to happen in the real world. But fine, there is something there. A flicker of something that could maybe possibly be mistaken for genuine affection. But is it enough to overcome the inherent power imbalance, the deception, the sheer ridiculousness of the whole situation?
That is the question, is not. It will. She finally get her own voice heard. Will she save the bridge? Will she realize that he is not just a charming manipulator, but a slightly less charming manipulator who actually cares?
Will she ever escape the clutches of that fabulous author and her reign of terror? Will she finally tell him exactly how many things she believes are wrong with him? These are the burning questions, people.
And the reviews are mixed, to say the least. Some people loved the slow burn romance, the forced proximity, the insider look at the publishing world. They found it charming, heartwarming, and full of witty banter.
Others found it predictable, frustrating, and a little too reliant on rom-com tropes. The miscommunication trope in particular drove some readers up the wall.
But even the negative reviews, they acknowledge the potential. The premise is intriguing, the characters are for the most part engaging, and the writing itself is it is competent.
Competent, high praise, high praise. Look, if you are looking for a light, fluffy read with a predictable plot and a guaranteed happy ending, the perfect rom-com might be your cup of tea. Just do not expect any groundbreaking originality or actual perfection.
And if you are a sucker for a slow burn romance with a brooding, slightly morally grey hero and a heroine who is trying to find her voice, you might just fall in love with this book. Despite its flaws, I will say a lot of reviewers were very interested in seeing the protagonist grow, and it kept them reading.
Or you could just read a Jane Austen novel and get your fill of witty banter and social commentary without the ghostwriting drama. Just saying.
But then you would miss out on him. And the under-the-table touching.
I think I will survive. All right, folks, that is our take on the perfect rom-com. Love it, hate it, or just feel mildly indifferent about it. Let us know your thoughts.
Join us next week when we will be dissecting another literary masterpiece, or maybe just a mess. We will see.
Until then, remember, love is a lie, but books are forever. Or at least until the next bestseller comes along. That is it for Heart Book Radio.